Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is coming to give you the roadmap, and nobody is here to lift, eat, and train for you. Nobody's going to do personal development for you. And if nobody's going to do it for you, you have to do it yourself. Congratulations. No fluff, no gimmicks, just one actionable way to get better, physically, mentally, or emotionally. This is Daily Gains. Let's get after it. Welcome back to another episode of Daily Gains. Today, we're going to talk about what happened to me when I was a child. So we actually are. That's a strange topic. But basically, a stranger came to me in the gym and delivered a message that shaped my mindset instantly. And I have carried it with me to today. It shapes the framework of Odyssey Resilience and our coaching methods and everything. So a little backstory. This is how we got there. I was 13 years old, and my family and I used to go to this gym. It was a YMCA in Shreveport, Louisiana. Now, I started working out. My only place I was allowed to go was with my parents, and my family moved a lot when I was a kid. My dad was a bomber pilot, flew B-52s in the Air Force. And because we moved so many times, it would be like every 3 or 6 months, we were homeschooled. So we would go to the gym for our quote-unquote PE hour or two. And the only part of the gym I could go to was with my mom and my family or my siblings, and that was the cardio machine area. So no free weights, which I was really depressed about because I was really into like Rocky and Rambo, and I wanted to look like those guys, but I had no fucking idea what I was doing. But I would just go up and down the aisles of these machines and try to use the weight of the person that was on it before me. And I was fascinated. I'm like, man, I can actually, do quite a bit of weight. This person over there looks pretty big. And I'm like repping it out. Well, at 13 years old, first off, you just don't know what the hell you're doing. And second off, you have zero time in. So I enjoyed it, kind of dorked around a little bit, did the step mill, the Stairmaster, the ellipticals and the treadmills, and just kind of dorked around. Then I turned 14, still a year too young to make it to the big boy gym, that's what I called it, which was outside past the pool area in an outdoor section. It's like this own little club, it looked like. So I was blessed genetically to be 6 foot tall when I was 14. So I lied to the person up front, which was somebody that might have been 2 years older than me, maybe. And I said, hey man, I totally left my card at home. Can you let me into the free weight area? And he goes, yeah, man. And I remember feeling like I had cheated the system. Like I was either going to go to jail because I had never done that before, or I was going to get grounded, or I was stepping into heaven, like fucking utopia. There was going to be IFBB pro bodybuilders standing in this gym, covered in sweat, throwing around thousands of pounds of weights, and I was going to be their friend. Like super pumped. So I remember everything about that interchange. I remember the blue shirt the dude was wearing. I remember the brown hair he had because it was kind of like flowing back and forth and looking a little weird. And I thought it was funny that he had like a mullet. He opens the door. We step outside. It was kind of rainy. We go around the outside fence of the pool, and it's like an outdoor catwalk area. We take a left, and there was the door. I'm like, this is it. I remember it was rusty. It said nobody under 15 years old allowed. I'm like, oh my God, they're going to get me. I'm totally going to get arrested for this, kicked out of the YMCA. My parents are going to lose their membership, like worst case scenario. And then this dude opened the door, and I remember all of it. I remember the smell, the sound. I remember the setup. And I felt like I was in heaven. Like, this is it. I don't know what I'm doing in here. I have no idea why I'm here. or any plan, but I'm here. Like, I found it. So I said, thanks, man. And walked in. He left. He did not give a shit. Like, I am 1,000% positive he will never remember this interaction. I remember the door shutting behind me and there being like 4 dudes in there. And I just stood there. Like, I don't even know where to start. Like, what do I do? You know, there's all these barbells and a couple of machines, but like everything is brown. All of it. The floor is covered in rust. Every machine is brown. It has a light brown leather seat on it. There's nothing that doesn't have rust. And all the plates were the old school steel iron mind ones that just like sound awesome when you put them on things. They clink back and forth. And I remember a guy loading 315, so 3 45-pound plates on a bench press bar, and I just could not stop watching him. I'm like, I know that he thinks this is awkward, but I'm fascinated. And he just reps it out for whatever he did, racks it. And I picked up some dumbbells, dorked around a little bit. I was in there for probably 45 minutes, maybe an hour, and then I left. So because this cat thought I was 16, the guy that worked there, I came back all the time. So as many times as I get in that gym, I did. I actually turned 15 not too much later, so I got an actual card, so I started going constantly. Well, I went this one time. I'd been, I think, it was either every day that week or like I missed 1 or 2 days that week. But all I knew how to do was tricep extensions on the cable machine and bench press. So that's all I did. I would go like 10 sets of however many on bench press to 10 sets of however many on tricep. And then I'd superset it. And then I'd dork around with some dumbbells, but it was all chest and triceps. So one day I'm in there and I think I'd been on this fucking bench press machine or bench rack for at least an hour, minimum an hour. And I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm kind of fucking around. I'm putting weight on, taking weight off, seeing what I can do for a single, failing, dumping it off the sides, putting it back on. But finally, I noticed this dude just like mean mugging me, just staring me down. And he's got, and I shit you not, this is like the 90s bodybuilder. Jorts, pretty sure they were camo. Combat boots, black combat boots, all like busted up and nasty looking. A black do-rag and a sleeveless shirt. And this guy, when I'm 15 years old, it's like I just have no idea what I'm doing. It's just staring straight at me like he wants to fucking murder me. So I'm a little scared, but I'm like, maybe if I just keep working out, he's going to be impressed. That's what it is. He's impressed, man. He's like, this kid's got it. He's killing it. So he's hyping me up. So I do like 4 more sets. And finally, like any good gym goer does, this guy walks up to me, puts his finger in my chest and goes, what the fuck are you doing? You've been on here for hours. Get the fuck out of here. Nobody loves you. Nobody gives a fuck about what you're doing, and you're wasting fucking time. I'm like, blown away. First off, I come from a very Christian household, a homeschooled Christian household. I think I've heard the word fuck like 3 times, maybe, but definitely not from an adult and definitely not at me in any capacity. And I had never been yelled at by an adult, right? Never. So I got like really misty eyed and started to like tremble and I just left. And I remember going home and I'm like, well, what the fuck, man? Like, this is all I've ever wanted to do. And I thought I was impressing this guy. And I just felt this wave of like shame and inadequacy and silliness and just, it was just shame. Like, I am such a loser. Like, what am I doing? And then I remember sitting at home in my bed thinking, all right, man. So what am I going to do with this? I love to lift weights. I don't know what I'm doing. And clearly what I was doing was wrong. But what am I going to do? Am I going to let this shape me? Am I going to be beaten by this guy? Maybe he was just a dick, but maybe he was right. Maybe he is right. Maybe nobody loves me. And maybe at the end of the day, we're just kind of taking care of our own, and we might love somebody and want to take care of them, but we just cannot do everything for them. Maybe me sitting around and waiting for somebody to tell me I'm doing a good job. Maybe sitting around and saying, I don't know, the growth will come to you, bro. Keep lifting. You're doing awesome. And never learning anything and never being told I'm doing something wrong and never hearing critical feedback and never hearing constructive criticism. Maybe I don't have it figured out at 15 years old. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe he did something that is beneficial. Maybe he helped me with that very drastic slap in the face. Maybe I need to learn from this situation, and this is what it's like to go through growth. Maybe I'm not working hard enough. So right before that, my dad had given me the Arnold Schwarzenegger Encyclopedia to Bodybuilding. And this makes me sound old as fuck, but this is like before we had the internet and like gobs of data and Instagram and years before social media. So you had books. I had to research in books how to grow. So I read the Encyclopedia of Bodybuilding front to back probably 20 times. I had pages earmarked for back and chest and arms and abs and shoulders and lats, and I had a program built for myself, and I knew exactly what I was going to do. And I saw the error in my ways of 600 fucking reps and sets on bench press and 600 sets on tricep pushdowns. But it took. I had that book before. I had all that information before. I had the way to grow, change, and develop before. But it took that guy poking his finger in my chest, looking down at me, telling me I was useless before I changed the game. Before I actually utilized the information around me. Now, I know that comes from the framework of a scared 14-year-old, 15-year-old kid getting yelled at. So he might have not been that harsh. But I remember this man looking down at me, poking me in the chest, telling me that nobody gives a fuck about what I'm doing. And I thought, all right, man, what a fantastic lesson. I'm either going to be broken and destroyed by this and give up and become part of the masses, or I'm just going to prove to this motherfucker that I'm worth it, that I know what I'm doing and I can change and I can develop. And I'll be damned if somebody takes this from me. So I don't know if I'm ever going to meet that guy again. I don't even know if he's still alive. But I would love to meet that guy, shake his hand, give him a hug, and say, thank you, bro. Thank you for being a dick. Because you altered the path of my life with an uncomfortable truth, with an uncomfortable reality. You helped me see the error in my ways that nobody is going to come save me. I have to do this on my own. If I want these outcomes, if I want to be great, if I want to become better, change and develop, if I want to be a great iron warrior and lifter, that is my responsibility, start to finish. It taught me the lesson, nobody is coming to save me at a very early age. And it took me 15 plus years to learn how to really implement that in all facets of my life. But if we can understand the concept, just like we have written on the wall in 2-foot letters in the gym here, nobody is coming to save you, then you realize the onus of success is on you. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is coming to give you the roadmap, and nobody is here to lift, eat, and train for you. Nobody's going to do personal development for you. And if nobody's going to do it for you, you have to do it yourself. Congratulations. You're born into the world that requires personal responsibility and the concept that you're here to make things happen. Nobody's going to save you. Now, I believe in you. I don't even know who you are when you're listening to this, but just know that I believe in you. I know that humans have an incredible amount of power in their system, an incredible amount of resilience. We just have to understand that we are the ones to make that happen. Please reach out. Please call us up here at the office. Come visit us, email us, visit our website, social media, whatever. I want to hear about your journey, and I want to hear about how you utilize that phrase, nobody's coming to save you. Stay consistent, my friends. We all face obstacles, burnout, self-doubt, fear of failure. No one is immune to setbacks. Welcome to Resilience Roulette, where we take on real obstacles and break them down with real strategies. Let's see what's on deck today.
All right, we're back with Resilience Roulette.
Man, you any more excited about that?
I'm excited. I haven't gotten to do this yet. It's my first one.
Are you worried?
About what?
I don't know.
Well, I'm spinning it left-handed, so if it doesn't spin very hard, that's why.
Watch out!
Oh my God. Pressure.
Man, yours sounds so much different than mine.
I can't read your handwriting. What does that say?
I don't know. Turn it. Let me see.
Negative environment.
Ooh.
Negative environment. Ooh, that's an interesting one. Give me context. What do you mean?
What if you live in a negative environment? How do you get around that? So you have a toxic home life. Because toxic work life, everybody knows how to deal with that because there's like more, I feel like more toxic work lives that we can move through quickly. And you're really only there 40 hours a week. How do you deal with a toxic home life? How do you become better?
Well, a negative environment, I would first say, one, I'd ask yourself if the negative environment is it at home? Is it at work? Is it both? If it's both, I would probably say there's a common denominator there, and it's you. Might have to take a hard look in the mirror on that one. Negative home life, that one's a tough one because without understanding everyone's individual situation, it's hard to pinpoint. But gosh, change it. I don't know how else to get over that. It requires communication. It requires change. I mean, there's no way around that. You're not going to thrive in a negative environment. It's like expecting a tree to grow in the darkness without getting water. It has to have the right soil and it has to have the right light. So if your environment isn't conducive to growth, you have to change it.
I think you also have to understand, what does growth look like? What's your plan with growth? You know, it's not somebody else's job to allow you to grow. It's not somebody else's job to grow you. It's your job to grow yourself. So what in this environment is actually stopping you? Or are you standing in your own way blaming people?
Yeah.
Because I see that a lot. My environment's so toxic. Well, no, Sharon, you're just choosing not to do anything because you're responsible for other things and you're mad about that. Let's take some personal responsibility with that and find out, like you said at first, what's the common denominator?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and a lot of times I've heard people say it's so toxic, and they're truly the toxic root of the problem.
Yeah.
You know, I would really take a hard look in the mirror and ask yourself, am I complaining all the time? Am I satisfied with my life? What am I not satisfied about? What can I control? If it's your job, get a new one. If it's your home life, make adjustments. If nothing changes, nothing changes.
Boom. That's a wrap for today's episode of the 1%. If you're ready to take your resilience to the next level,
head to odysseyresilience.org to dive deeper into our work, access free resources, and learn how we help high performers redefine resilience.
thanks for listening. Now go get 1% better.